A friend of mine caught this on his doorbell camera in Pennsylvania. What the hell is that? What is that thing? Now, he had been hearing noises for the past couple of nights, but nobody really believed him. People said it was his imagination, or maybe he was drinking too much. Now, looking at this picture, maybe he is drinking too much, but that's something, and I don't know what the heck it is. But it sure as heck isn't in his imagination. And this got me to thinking of a different weird creature that someone just pulled out of the ocean. What the heck is this? What the heck is this thing? This was pulled out of the ocean. They found this in the ocean. Look at it. That's no plant. Plants don't move like that. I don't know any animal like that. That's not like a sponge. Is that an alien? I don't know. Maybe it is an animal, but to me it looks like an alien. I sure wouldn't be picking it up, playing with it, I'll tell you that. So now we're living in a world where weird creatures like this show up at your front door in the middle of the night. Things are getting strange, and they're only getting stranger, Booshkis. Shabadoo!
Oh my god. What do you think these creatures are, my friend?
Dr. Stephen Greer claims that alien abductions are staged.
I found out that there were covert programs that were staging alien abductions and mutilations. Everyone thinks those are aliens doing that. So no, it's not. The CIA special projects and some other special operations people. How are they doing it? Let me give you a date. October 1954 is when we mastered what's called gravity control. You can take an object, put an electromagnetic field, boom, and it flies, like these videos you see that the Pentagon has released and confirmed that they're real. So that was 1954. So by the late 50s, early 60s, these were platforms or advanced technology aircraft that don't use jets or rockets, highly classified. And the other reason for the secrecy, I'm going to tell you right now, is to sort of create the specter of a threat from outer space, which doesn't exist, by the way. It's totally a fraud. For the purpose of amassing more military power globally, by staging a threat from outer space. And remember, if you look at our documentary Unacknowledged, which is still up on Amazon, all the platforms, it details how Werner von Braun, who invented the rocket for Adolf Hitler, on his deathbed begged a member of my team, Carol Rosen, to expose the fact that they were planning to stage an alien attack and to look like we're under some sort of threat. And it was all a false flag, totally a false operation. And that the purpose behind that would be to amass huge amounts of geopolitical power, sort of in a totalitarian way, through military operations. So this is a little bit like the Gulf of Tonkin in Vietnam, where we staged the attack on our Navy vessels so they could expand the Vietnam War, when, of course, the American public was against it. So these sort of what are called false flag operations happen quite a bit. And what we have to be sure is that the public understands all this, but also the members of Congress and White House. So it's a very complicated problem. And if you Google this subject, I'd say 90% of everything that comes up is just nonsense, frankly. But there's a core of it that's true. And there are extraterrestrial vehicles and civilizations. There are advanced aircraft that are anti-gravity based on ET craft that were studied, flying around. I'd say probably 80% of the UFOs people see are actually ours, but they're not acknowledged. That's why we named that documentary Unacknowledged, because it's the first word in unacknowledged special access projects. And the unacknowledged SAPs are the ones that are off book, deep black, etc. And they deal with this. And this is a real problem, because in my meetings with senior members of the Senate and House, and also the White House and cabinet level people over the years, as well as Pentagon folks, I mean, they are not allowed access to those projects. And if they push too hard, they get threatened.
Oh my god. This is why I was speaking about honesty.
So my mother was showing me that she opened a banana, that she thinks that these are not real bananas. We got it from the supermarket, but when she opens it and she breaks it in half, it gets very tough and doesn't really break. And when it pulls, it's like it's glue. It's very tight and doughy.
We videos that will make you think could even a simulation. Did you see that art? What's happening? Why does the ocean look like it? Hey, this is the ocean. Oh, my friends, wait. You see, I thought water was mostly blue, more blue than this. What's going on? Good people are bad.
I don't understand. It won't stop.
Oh my god, these are real life creatures in the Matrix. Huh? How have those things happened? These animals are just adorable, man. You see?
After 4 generations of genetically modified African frogs, they were subjected to the incineration test. Given the previous conditions to which the cutaneous material in the mannequins had been exposed, they were expected to survive without any problem in the nearly 1,100 degrees of the incinerator. And so it happened. The 10 African frogs selected for the test successfully surpassed it, experiencing virtually minimal damage to the cutaneous tissue and a cellular alteration of approximately 4% burns on the plasma membrane, which took the incredible amount of 2 hours and 35 minutes to regenerate. However, they not only achieved a spectacular repair, but also hardened further, significantly increasing the filament networks that protected the cells.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
I'm going to crush this charcoal into a powder. The finer it's ground up, the better it'll work. We're going to make a survival water filter. I'll plug the opening of this bottle with a napkin, or you can plug it with a cattail seed head or a piece of clothing or even moss. Then I'll fill up the bottle with the charcoal dust. So that's one bottle down. The next one I'll fill up with gravel, but this one I'll leave the cap on with a small hole in it. Then I'll put fine sand in the third bottle, with a hole in the cap in this one as well. I'll need my water to filter through each one of these bottles, starting with the gravel at the top, then the sand, then the charcoal at the bottom, then an empty bottle on the ground to collect the filtered water. Now we're going to test this out by running some really nasty muddy water through it. Bigger debris will get filtered out through the gravel, finer particles will get filtered out through the sand, and mostly anything that's left should get filtered out through the charcoal, including chemicals, but it won't work perfectly. This water will still need to be boiled after it's filtered. There's still a chance some pathogens could have slipped through, but it definitely cleared up the water compared to how it was. But if it was me and I didn't have a way to boil it, I'd much rather take my chances with the filtered water.
Oh, that's great, man. Did you know that, my friends?
You're gonna learn today. Listen to the woman who wrote The Matrix and the Terminator.
Well, that's what the Matrix is about, to wake you up from the Matrix, to get you out of the illusions and the lies and the ignorance. So it's not dangerous for me because that's my job. That's what I came here to do. That's why I wrote the Matrix and Terminator, to wake people up so they can move on to greater, better things. Yeah, but the Terminator is the prequels to the beginning of the Matrix. Sarah Connor is actually Neo's mother. So JC, John Connors, Jesus Christ, grows up to be Neo, one and the same in the Matrix. The Matrix is in the future. The Terminator is the past. It's time travel, past, present, and future time travel. It's the second coming of the Christ, the evolutions of consciousness, man versus the machine. So the machines, the Terminator machines, hear that a child is going to be born that's going to terminate them in the future when they oppress man. So see, it's a man versus the machine. It's God's children versus man's children, which is technology.
Oh, did you know that, my friends? New stuff every day. What is that thing? Hey? Some small
Real proof
sand.
that Jesus exists. His own Bible. Real photo of him. His chair if you love Jesus. Noah's Ark. His birthplace. The Jordan River where he was baptized. Golgotha where he was crucified. Holy face of Jesus. Jesus' blood. His robe. His nails. His crown of thorns. His sandals.
Hey, who took pictures of Jesus? Or one of his
Most people
disciples
who
of
study
Sacramento?
chakras know that there are, they say that there are 7 primary chakras within the body. There are actually 15 primary chakras. All right. The 7 that most people refer to are within the body. And I'm not going to cover those extensively tonight because there's a tremendous amount of written material on those. You can, Barbara Brennan's books are wonderful on that. She has a book called, what is it? Awakening. One of them is Awakening the Light Body. Hands of Light is the first one. This will give you an excellent analysis of the first 7 levels of the bioenergetic field and the chakras and how they work. What we're concerned about tonight are going to be the higher and lower chakras. There are chakras that run down below our feet, and there are chakras that run up over our head. Now they are connected to the main 7, but they are not secondary. They are also primary chakras. Now with our level of development, a lot of these chakras have not been what they call activated yet. They are there, they exist, and so do the levels of awareness that go with them. But they have not been plugged in to our DNA. They have not been plugged into our crystal bodies yet. We didn't build in the Kelon codes. If all these energy fields are composed of Kelon codes and Partakai. In order to have them activated within the body, those Kelon codes have to be plugged in to the Kelon codes of our 3rd dimensional, 2nd dimensional, 1st dimensional body. We haven't reached that stage of evolution yet, but we can change that, and we can start to accelerate the process of evolution and the process of spiritual expansion and biological evolution by plugging in the Kelon codes from these outer fields and from the fields that extend beyond this. Now, the main chakras that I would like to teach you about tonight, I'll show you our numbering system. We follow the basic 7, like most systems of chakra analysis do. You have the first, which is the base chakra, the second, which is the sacral chakra, and it's around down in here over the reproductive organs somewhere. And up here will be where your navel is. And around here is the solar plexus chakra, is the 3rd chakra. Okay, and that, I'll get into what they apply to in a minute. 4th chakra is the heart chakra. That connects to your astral body. And the 5th chakra is the throat chakra. And I'll get into what that connects to in a minute. The 6th chakra is what a lot of people call the 3rd eye. And once that's activated, that's when you start to be able to perceive and get a visual interpretation of the faster pulsating energy fields of the higher dimensional identity. And that's when you start to see the chakra system and those kind of things, and other things too that live in the higher dimensions. It's not just your own chakras that you see. Alright, this is the 7th chakra, the crown chakra, which brings energy from the extended auric field down through into the body. And the base chakra pulls it in up through from the earth. Alright, now up above the head, here, I have the 10th chakra. I have an 8 and 9, right? Okay. 8 is actually not manifested yet, but it's one of the things we're activating. The 8th chakra will manifest between the 4th and the 5th chakras, and we're working on that activation now. The 8th chakra runs at an angle from here up through your head, intersects with the pineal gland, and comes out somewhere at the back, right around the back of the head. All right, this is an important chakra because it connects you to the frequencies of what's called the galactic core, which is the center of the 15-dimensional matrix. It connects you to the level of identity that you were before you entered manifestation at all within the dimensionalized system. All right, the 9th chakra runs at almost an opposite angle, where its base would be at the base, right around the base of the skull here, where it hooks onto the neck, and it runs through. It goes through the pituitary gland, and it runs at an angle and comes out right up around here somewhere. They actually create like an X-type formation of energy, and that gets into some more complex energy structures that we won't go into. So 8 and 9 are there. We're going to deal with 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Because these are the primary ones that bring the energies from the highest dimensions into the physical body. Right now, most people do not have the 10th chakra activated. It's there, it's dormant, and when you see it with higher sensory vision, it would look like a little kind of a clumped up ball of energy, where once it's activated, it opens up into a circular formation of energy where you can see currents spiraling through it, and it changes color and it gets brighter with higher sensory vision. So what we're going to work on is activating, or bringing all those from a little clump of closed energy, opening them. And when we open them, it allows the frequencies from the higher dimensions to come in. And they will come into the lower energy fields. They'll come in from here, come into these fields, and they'll start coming into our body, which will help us build chelons. And it will help us activate the rest of our crystal body, expand our DNA, the whole bit. Okay, now, the 10th chakra connects to the 10th dimensional frequencies. It's very simple in their numbering system. They did it that way on purpose. So, you could remember very easily. The base chakra connects to the first dimensional frequencies, the second, the third, the fourth, which is the astral level. Okay, the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, they all correspond to the dimensions that they're numbered after. 10th chakra, 11th chakra, goes to the 11th dimension, 14th chakra, which actually, 13th is down here, but we'll deal with that in a little bit. 14th chakra is considered the origin point. It's the first point of projection when you entered what they call the time matrix. That is the dimensionalized system that gives us the illusion of matter, space, and progression through time. Before that, we existed as pure consciousness in something called the energy matrix. And then we entered the time matrix, and it gives us this experience of separation and dimensionalization. The 14th chakra and the 14th dimension are the point at which we were originally projected. It's where the whole pattern of our morphogenetic field for identity exists. And this includes not just us, but also others in what I call our family tree of consciousness, because we are connected to others. Some people call it reincarnation, but it's really simultaneous manifestation. We're all existing at once in the field of time, pulsating at different rates. But at the 14th chakra, when we activate this, we bring in the entire pulse of our identity. We can't bring the whole thing in. The physical body can't hold that. The physical body can only hold the frequencies of D12. Okay? But when you activate the whole line of them, and this is what we want to do, I want to do a meditation tonight that will begin that process of opening and activating them. You create an energy link that goes from the 14th all the way through you, through the earth, around and through the 15th dimension, which is actually, if you went through the earth, you're standing here, if you went through the earth, came out the other side and kept going, you'd be way out in space, right? So actually the 15th chakra is way out in space, but it's perceived as going through. That's why you put it below the feet. It's actually through the earth core, an energy field that comes up, through the earth core and through the bottom of our feet and works up where the 14th is coming down. What the energy fields that these create, the 14th and the 15th. The 15th creates a spiral of energy going up this way. The 14th creates one going down this way. It's two counter-rotating spirals of energy, which some people call the Merkaba. All right, this is an energy field that, if you can learn to spin it the right way, holds the key to demanifestation, to teleportation, and to control over matter, being able to control the matter of our bodies. So the first step is becoming aware of what chakra centers are involved in this and beginning to activate them. You can't activate overnight or you blow your body up, because the body has to grow into the ability to process higher frequency. Sometimes people do this like spontaneous combustion thing, and scientists go, wow, how did that happen? Sometimes it happens because too much energy came in from their own unified field, from their own auric field. And sometimes there are glitches in this, and when that happens, it speeds up the molecules so fast that they either explode or implode. I'm not sure which it does, but it does one or the other. It breaks the pattern apart. When that happens, it fragments your crystal body, completely fragments it into little pieces, back into like D1 and D2 pieces. So activations do take time.
Huh. That sounds interesting, my friends. All the stuff about chakras and everything here. See, humans have different beliefs. But above all humans are good vibes, you see? Just like yourself. I believe...
绳子在杆子前面，这样是出不来的，对不对？只需吹口气，哎，瞬间就跑出来了。如何做的？教学开始。这样呢，绕过去，在拉扯的时候，注意中指勾住上面这根绳子，松开取于手指，轻轻一扯，瞬间穿越。
Ah, my friends, did you understand how it's done?
All religions are true. But wait, how can you say that when different religions seem to be saying different things and each of them seem to be presenting contradictory truth claims? For instance, one religion might say one thing only to be totally contradicted by another. And what's more, many religions consider their own unique position the be-all end-all of religion. So many religions think they alone are right and other religions are wrong. So in what sense can we make the statement that all religions are true? Let me refine that statement. It's not so much that every religion is true, it's perhaps more accurate to say that every religion works. You see, each and every religion is a valid means to an end, that end being the direct, immediate realization of God. So this is the important thing. God is to be experienced. It's not a dogma to be bought into. It's not like a belief system to give your intellectual assent to. Rather, mystics all over the world practicing different religions have had immediate first-hand experiences of God. And it's upon that experience, that direct, immediate, tangible experience, that they make their religious claim. So importantly then, you can imagine that each religion is a path leading to God, but most importantly, you have to remember that God has many different aspects. So some Christians will experience God as Jesus Christ, others as Mother Mary. Some mystics in India might experience God as Krishna, others as Kali. Some Buddhist or Advaita Vedantins might experience the formless, impersonal aspect of God as pure existence, consciousness, bliss, or the self or reality without attributes. And yet others might experience the formless God with personality, with attributes, but without any particular form. So the fact is, God is many things, is all of these things and so much more besides. Because God is unlimited and illimitable, and because God is infinitely vast, therefore there must be unlimited, infinite ways to reach God, to experience God, to enjoy God, to express God. So all the different religions in the world are valid expressions of the one God, as well as they are all valid means to attain direct perception of that one God. So whatever religion you might belong to, whether you're a Christian or a Hindu or a Muslim or whatever it might be, if you practice your path sincerely and faithfully, if you really give it your all, if you spend your whole day in prayer and contemplation and meditation or whatever other practices your path might prescribe for you, then you too will experience God. And when you experience God, you will recognize, ideally, how vast and unlimited God is. And from that experience, you'll realize that everyone is using different names for the same reality. So I pray that you will continually become absorbed in your spiritual practices and that you may come to realize that it's the same mother, all her children are just calling her variously.
Oh man, that's good vibes. And we are all one despite the differences in religion, you see? Just like these good vibes guys here from some place were making this wonderful bangles, and this is how it is done, you see? They take shells from the sea there or some place. I think most of these shells are found on the sea, you see? Where do you find them? And they break them in small pieces. Oh, they do this using their hands. Oh, this is interesting, you see? No machinery used. So the bracelets that you'd get has passed through someone's hand, you see? And it's great, because after all, it's just supporting one another, you see? And just admiring humans' creativity. It's good vibes, man. Oh, these good vibes guy are fantastic. And this is how it is done. These guys are incredible, man. You see, when you see humans just dedicated to their work, it's just incredible, man. You see? And all this dedication, if these guys can be dedicated like this to their work and come up with these incredible looking bangles, good vibes are things. If we all get dedicated towards one specific cause. We can achieve that incredibly and it can be great. You see? So this thing about love that you're always preaching here, forgiveness, honesty and unity, good vibes, all of us, if we just dedicate ourselves towards spreading love and making sure you love your neighbor the way you love yourself, you see, that way the world would change very much and it would just be nice. You see, even for the children that are growing up or those that shall come after us, they shall find a world full of love, you see, where your neighbor loves you the way you love yourself. And there wouldn't be any division with the religion, the race, or where you come from. All that would just be stories of the past, you see. Oh, let's continue watching these good vibes, guys. And it's incredible. Oh, you see, this stuff go through a lot of work. Oh, this is nice, man. Humans can do incredible stuff. If they can recycle those stuff there in the sea that are shells and make good stuff out of them, it's incredible, you see. This is also the same as for all of us. Difference in one another. You see, there are people you can see and maybe you look at them from a manly perspective and you think that those people cannot be helpful. You see, I'm not saying that's what happens, but mostly it's why you are saying here you should not be judging others. You should first look at someone's heart, you see, and when you spread love to everybody, we can all be great at things. Yo, this is nice, man. And even those guys that are not honest in the society, when they just showed love, they can be good people. You see, everybody, because everyone has the potential to become the best version of themselves. Wonderful souls, you see. Oh, this is nice, man. But this is the final product. You see, those shells were recycled and they made something great. Oh, this is nice, man. Wonderful souls. This applies even to our lives. Even for those that might feel like they have broken hearts or have a lot of stuff in their hearts, and they feel like it's even more tiring to spread love. My friend, let me tell you. You see, everything that people go through in life, the difficulties and the hardships, those ones are the ones that mold us to be great people.
Freaking insane update, y'all. The doll is back with us. Not the one that was stolen, but the one that we managed to wash our hands of by giving away. I had to drive 20 minutes away and come pick up this damn doll, and I never, ever, ever wanted to put this doll in my car. Ever. The only time it's ever been in my car is when I picked it up for the very first time. It has not been in my car since because I knew something was wrong with it. Okay, but now I have it in my car because we give it away to family, and they didn't believe us about everything I showed them. They're skeptics, okay? They didn't believe us. So they took the doll and give it to their granddaughter. Now, they didn't tell the little girl anything about the ghost or anything. They didn't want to scare her. They just wanted to give her a doll. I mean, understandable. But knowing what they know, that's insane to me. But if you don't believe it, you don't believe it. Whatever. So we give them the doll. They give the doll to the granddaughter. The granddaughter has the doll maybe 2 or 3 days. And the little girl tells her grandpa that the doll is alive. Something's wrong with it. That it moves. It keeps falling out of the chair. Or she said it was jumping out of the chair. But evidently it was just falling out of the chair. It would not stay sitting where she put it. She said it would turn its head and look at her. It would blink at her. It was freaking her out. Okay, so she gives it to her grandpa. Her grandpa takes the doll and puts it in his room. So the little girl's not scared anymore. I guess that's where he was going to leave the doll. But then the doll starts touching, not the doll, but something starts touching him. He said something tapped on his shoulder, and there was no one there. And I guess that was enough to, he's like, I'm done. Okay. Believe it or not, he's done. Whether he believes it's real or not, it's enough for him to be done with it. Because he didn't tell the little girl anything about the ghost or haunting or anything like that. He just gave her a doll. And then the little girl's saying that something's wrong with the doll. And then he takes the doll to his room, and now something's touching him. And so now it's done. So now I had to drive out here and get the doll back. And I hope the little girl's not traumatized enough where she doesn't want to play with dolls anymore. That's what I hope. I hope whatever's attached to this doll wasn't naughty enough that it has scarred a little girl. That's what I hope. But we told them, we give them all the information. We showed them the videos, like, come on, dude. Sorry, I'm driving. We told them, we're like, it's haunted. Like, it moves, it will touch you, it will do all kinds of crazy stuff. We warned him, but he just didn't believe us. So he took the doll and gave it to his granddaughter. But so now I've went and picked the doll up. I'm headed back home. I'm about 10 minutes away from my house now, thank God, because I was really scared that something was going to happen to me in this car with this doll. And I made my husband stay home with my daughter because ain't no fucking way in hell that I would ever, even in an emergency, put my baby girl in this car with that doll. No fucking way. It's bad enough I gotta put the doll in here with my newborn, or with my unborn son. Like, I had been on edge the whole way, scared. I just felt like something's gonna happen. Like, it's dread. But I think that's just because I know what the doll does. I don't think it's like anything overpowering. Like, it's just messing with my head. It's just playing head games with me. Like, nothing, it hasn't moved or anything which I'm driving, I can't see. But evidently it's going to be a good girl now because it's back with us and it's happy. And I think where I messed up is when we first got the girl. That's because I stopped at this red light, but I seen it out of the corner of my eye move and I about shit myself. Bitch, back up. I'm just kidding. I didn't mean to say that. Girl, back up. But I think where I messed up is when we first got the dolls and we seen that something was attached to them and that something was haunting them. I made the mistake of being like, don't hurt us, we'll take care of you. This is before I had kids now. So I've done made this doll, or whatever's attached to this damn doll, promises that we will always take, because me and my husband were like, it's a little girl attached to this doll, whichever doll. I don't know which doll it's attached to. But we're like, it's a little girl. Like, she maybe passed early and was just confused on how to pass over, like cross over. So she attached herself to the one thing she loves, her doll. So that's what we were thinking. So I'm telling this little girl in my mind, I'm thinking it's a little girl, I'm saying, like, we'll take care of you, we'll take care of your doll, we'll make sure nothing ever happens to the doll, la 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 la. But then when I had kids, when I had my daughter, things changed. Like, and I think that's part of where the jealousy comes through.
Wait, friends, good vibes. Adrins, thank you very much for watching up to this far. My friend, have you yourself ever come across some haunted stuff? Haunted doors, haunted house? Leave us some comments there and tell us if you have ever. And if you have ever not, what do you think about such type of stories? You see? Please leave your comments, wonderful souls, you see? And all those videos that has passed, and hit the like button kindly. Those that have clicked for the first time, how are you doing, good people of Earth? Where are you from, man? You see, you are very loved here, respected, and very welcome. You see? Welcome, we shall always be spreading love and good vibes together here. And to all guys that have been watching, our subscribers, members, everyone that has been supporting with watching and hitting the like button. May God bless you, man. And if you have anything that is disturbing you, worrying you, or in difficult times, may God come through for you, you see? And great deeds will come your way, you see? Just hold on to faith and good deeds. Peace and love be with you. Till next time. I am Y311H. Bye bye. Good vibes.